Hey everyone, welcome to the August issue of the Situational Awareness Matters newsletter. I'm Rich Gasway and I serve as the primary content contributor for the SA Matters blog, podcast, online academy, live events, and of course this newsletter. I'm coming to you today from my home office. I'm fresh off the road, having just completed 3 Situational Awareness Matters tour stops in Idaho, Kansas, and Oklahoma. For a couple of reasons, I decided to drive on these programs, and that entailed about 25 hours of driving over a 4-day period. It gave me lots of time to listen to audiobooks, which I absolutely love. And while I was driving, while I was parked, I sent out a message on my social media feeds announcing that I was going to be on a long drive, and if anybody wanted to get connected with me by phone, just send me a private message with your contact information. 7 people took advantage of that, and we talked about a wide variety of challenges that they were facing, including a significant close call, a command level officer that was suffering from an inflated ego. Of course, it wasn't him calling, it was the subordinate calling. A firefighter who is constantly complaining about coworkers and superiors, and obviously it wasn't him calling, it was a coworker calling. A dispatcher concerned about getting supervisor pressure to try to give better service to cops than to firefighters. And a firefighter was looking for tips on how to control his emotions and excitement on fire scenes. And a few more that I really don't remember, but it was a great afternoon of driving and talking with folks. Thanks to everybody who took time to talk with me and ask for advice. And I'm guessing we spent the better part of 8 hours talking on the phone. And because I was on the highway, there were moments where calls were dropped and service was lost, but it all worked out fine in the end. And I'm looking forward to the next time I'm on the road. So watch the social media feeds for announcements and let's get connected. I want you to know that I'm really thankful for you being a member of the community of learners and appreciate your support of my mission to improve situational awareness and high-risk decision-making. If you're a new member, welcome aboard. If you've been along with us for a while, thanks for staying the course. Back in May, I experimented with a video introduction to this newsletter, and I asked you, our members, to contact me with your feedback. Surprisingly, all the feedback was very positive and supportive for doing a video introduction for the newsletter. And only 5 people unsubscribed. That's 5 out of about 5,000. I suppose just looking at my ugly mug was just too much to tolerate for them. Hopefully, those 5 will either come back or find at least another way to get their source information for training on situational awareness. I've been sending this newsletter out by email to my subscribers for free every month since 2011. That's 57 consecutive monthly newsletters, and we've never missed an issue. Oh, by the way, in case you weren't aware, the newsletter is a members-only feature. If you know someone who might benefit from this newsletter, direct them to the samatters.com website and ask them to click on the red box on the right side of the homepage that says Free Membership. Why do I send out the newsletter? Well, because I know you're busy. And even if you're inspired by the new articles and the new blog posts that come out, I realize that it's not always possible for you to visit my website twice a week. So, to keep you in the loop about things that I'm writing on and ranting on the podcast, I send out the newsletter, which contains a recap of the activities from the previous month. So if you fall out of touch with me, no worries. The newsletter is a way for us to stay connected or to get reconnected. Okay, let's dive into this month's issue. In July, I wrote 5 articles on the website. They were titled 5-Step Assertive Statement Process, How to Speak Up When You Think Things Are Going Poorly. The minor mayday, is there such a thing? Complacency, it's a barrier to situational awareness. Staffing issues and how they can impact situational awareness. And how radio traffic can improve or destroy situational awareness. If you scroll down the newsletter, there'll be a short summary of each of those articles. And if you want to read them, there's a clickable link there that'll take you to the full article. It's pretty easy, right? As a reminder again, the new blogs come out every Friday. In July, I also posted 4 new podcast episodes. Those were episode 115, Situational Awareness at Vehicle Fires, 116, part 1 of an interview with Shawnee, Kansas Battalion Chief Ryan Pyle, who is a near-miss survivor, but his partner died in a single-family residential dwelling fire, and he was only 10 feet from fresh air. You don't want to miss this interview. Episode 117 is part 2 of the interview with Chief Pyle. Episode 118, part 1 of an interview with West Metro Colorado Division Chief Dan Pfannenstiel on a near-miss event his department experienced while fighting a wind-driven residential dwelling fire. If you scroll down the newsletter, there's a short summary for each of the podcasts. And if you want to listen to them, you can click right on through to the player page that's on my website. Or better yet, subscribe on iTunes or Stitcher Radio by searching SA Matters Radio. That's SA Matters Radio. Reminder, new podcast episodes are aired every Tuesday. I'm working really hard to reduce near misses and casualty events by helping you and your team learn how to reduce the impact of situational awareness barriers, how to better understand human error and how that can impact decision making, how to develop critical thinking skills and decision making skills, and how to become resilient problem solvers in dangerous environments. Hey, I'm seriously looking for 1 or 2 additional sponsors for my podcast. If you know of a business that sells to first responders and they might be interested in getting their message in front of responders who have downloaded my podcast more than 125,000 times, ask them to contact me through the website. I'm also looking for content sponsors for the blog articles. There are over 350 articles on the SA Matters blog that can be downloaded, and they have been over 2.5 million times. It blows my mind to share those podcast and blog numbers. And to think when I first launched this site 5 years ago, I had 0 readers and 0 listeners. Thank you for your support. It truly does make a difference, and it inspires me to work harder. And while I'm on the topic of sponsors, thanks so much to Midwest Fire for supporting the mission and sponsoring our podcast. Now for the 2nd year in a row. Your support helps to keep the podcast free for everyone who wants to listen to the episodes. Oh, and by the way, Midwest Fire makes amazing all-poly fire engines. If you haven't checked them out, you need to. They're changing the industry one fire engine at a time. Check them out, MidwestFire.com. MidwestFire.com. Some of you connected with me on social media and have attended live events tell me that you like seeing pictures of the places that I've been and visited. So if you're interested, at the end of the newsletter, I have some photos from July Situational Awareness Matters tour stops and a few other photos of my other travels. Posting the pictures is a way for me to show appreciation to those who work so hard to host the programs and bring great training to their members and their region. Finally, if I can do anything to help your team, your organization, your association improve safety or situational awareness, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Just click the Contact Us tab on the SA Matters homepage. The SA Matters mission has been and remains simply this: to help you see the bad things coming in time to avoid bad outcomes.